ليملأن آذان الأنعام ولآمرنهم فليغيرن خلق الله ومن يتخذ الشيطان وليا من دون الله فقد خسر خسرانا مبينا.
This is the verse where Shaitan is promising, right? Shaitan keeps his promise that I'll mislead humans, so they change the natural path. They will cut the ear of the cattle, but he's not going to do himself. He will inspire humans, because Shaitan has no ability. He will inspire humans to change the natural path. And today we'll see how Shaitan has managed to change the natural path everywhere, everything. And how he does that? Change real to artificial, and they call the same. Cow's leather from cow's skin is real. He made synthetic one, and we also call that leather. In everything. When Khulafa Rashidin was changed into imperialism in a kingdom, they are still being called Khalifa. Right? That's why we have to say Khulafa Rashidin. We have to quantify. It's like, this is real leather. But it's not supposed to be like that. We don't have to qualify real. We don't have to say scientific halal. Halal is halal. But that's why we start with this verse. So today we'll see how we can distinguish truth from falsehood. So here is an example of artificial light. What happened to Zahir Mohammed? He was there, the chemistry guy. Right?
I'm not sure.
So remember we were discussing last time that Zahir Mohammed said he has read in a book, as long as you can see the visible light, it's beneficial, it's not harmful. When you do research, we look at every statement and say, that statement, is it true or false? Remember I asked, where did you read it? You read it in a book. Right? Then it comes to, you really believed it? Because you are not supposed to believe anything unless you have full knowledge. So here we are saying, let's have a full knowledge. This is tungsten. Remember tungsten, there is a kind of reddish, right? Old days. How is that light is brought to us? You have tungsten, and you make it very thin. See what happens with metal. If it's very thin, the intensity goes up. When you are putting electricity. If it is thick, it's not a problem. It just goes. Right? The thick wire does not react to it. It just goes through. But if it's very thin, it freaks out. That freaking out is the production of light. So that's one. The light, that visible light, that we see out on the sun, where does that light come from? From the sun. Is there anything in sunlight that is not bad, good for you? Is there anything in the sun that is not natural? Right? Nothing. Everything is beneficial. And we see in Quran, verse Baqarah, verse 29, Allah said, everything that is 229, everything Allah created is for our benefit. So Allah doesn't mess around. He has made everything for our benefit. Does it look like this thing is going to be beneficial? Especially if you call that visible light, therefore it's good. You see how we are failing? This is not the light Allah created. How do we know? It never existed in nature. Neither the electricity nor the tungsten, refined tungsten, existed in nature. But there's a light coming out. What happens then? We have sun, on the other hand, everything good. Then metal excited with artificial. And that's not enough. We go further down. Metal excited, we put mercury, we put gallium, we put neon, all these gases to help it glow. It's not enough. Can you imagine putting mercury vapor? Why is that? So it looks white. That's not enough. We call it smart light. Remember artificial intelligence? It's like calling Abu Jahl Abu Hakam. Something that is so bad, we should be protesting right away. What did you do? And you're selling me for higher price. We're accepting that it's a smart light. The smartest light, it has aluminum, gallium, indium, phosphide alloys, all the bad things. So it doesn't stop there. Now in North America, I don't know here, the tungsten, which had only one bad thing, cannot be sold. Everybody has to have this smart one. And here I checked it out. This is the most expensive one. They are very proud that we have got it from America. And this is the most expensive one. So it's not, doesn't stop there. Remember what I said, the knowledge is in the history. Right? Function of T. So you right away say, what is coming out? Light spectrum. Those guys will tell you. This is the light spectrum of the sun. Nice and smooth. And visible light, you see how nice this one is? There is no spike. Compare that with the artificial. Here it should be artificial light. The white light. Compare that with the white light. It's called white light. It's called the LED one. Why is it white light? It looks like the sunlight. Look at the spikes. The smooth one become spikes. Do you think your brain will recognize it? Of course, brain will say, this is not light, man. This freaked me out. Your brain will react. And that's why LED light is used to torture people. Same light that is being sold as a smart light is used to torture people. All night they are not allowed to sleep without the light. So they know. Bad guys know what they're doing. But we don't. That's why without research, there is no way. That's why researching is an obligation. So this is what I reported 2004, 21 years ago. Sunlight, which is free, is this smooth one. Spike one is the fluorescent light. Before LED, fluorescent light was the most used one. Again, it's deceiving you. It's looking like sunlight, just like leather, artificial leather looks the same. As a matter of fact, it looks better because it doesn't have wrinkles. But look at the spikes. So this is what happens. What you see as a white light is a trick. That's Satan's deception. Remember what he promised? I'll trick you, trick them. Now, that one is energy, right? The same, light is energy, everybody knows. Now let's look at matter. Even though scientifically, there is no difference between light or energy and mass. I often ask this question. Pigs are haram, right? Cows are halal. You can cook with the cow dung in old days. Can you cook with pigs? Fishes? Do you know? Sharia wise? Question doesn't even come because pigs are not supposed to be there. Even if a pig is in your well, you have to clean the well. The water becomes najis if the pig shows up there. What are you talking about? Pigs' bathroom. It's no question. Right? Logic is there. If something is haram, energy coming from that haram is from that mass is haram. And that's why if this is haram, light meaning always harmful. The light that will come from it because of the substance will always be bad for you. Remember what I said? Do the deductive logic as well as inductive. This is deductive. You're doing theory. Theory is if the source is false, everything that comes out from it is false. And falsehood is bad. Why? Because Allah said that in 16:17. Surah Nahl, verse 17. The one who creates and the one who doesn't create, can they be the same? Why don't you think about it? Why don't you remember? So from deductive logic, you can say if the source is a bad artificial matter, everything is bad about it. The whole process. So now, matter now. And this is very common. I don't know how many of you have miswak. In 2005, 20 years ago, all of a sudden I developed tooth problem. And doctor said we had to pull out the tooth because his cavity, or you can do the cavity. I said, no, I don't want lead and all these toxic chemicals in my mouth, just take it out, that's fine. It was so painful because there was an infection. And those 3 days, it was so painful that I decided never to go back to the dentist. I thought they made a mistake. I went to another dentist, they said, no, this is not a mistake, this is normal. What did I do? I changed to miswak. And I have not gone back to the dentist last 20 years. So that's my personal experience. Is there anything wrong with miswak? Anything harmful in miswak? Zero. That's easy to understand. Now I'm asking you, is there anything not harmful in the brush and the toothpaste? Everything about it is artificial. You just look it up, what does it have? Fluoride. Even the paste, toothpaste, what does it have? All artificial. It never existed in nature. Brush, do you know that the plastic brush, the moment you create, is created artificially, right? It did not follow the same process as our beard, for instance, right? In North America, they used to make toothbrush in old days with pig's tail, with the little pig's tail apparently has very brisk surface. It's rough, so they used to use that instead of, because when it's cold and everything is frozen, they don't have branches, so they would make toothbrush out of pig's tail. That, then they replace that with toothbrush. Pig's tail, however haram it is, it's real, right? So they thought they made it better. Now it looks good. Did they? No. Shaitan always makes it worse for you. The moment you have this plastic, it starts to smoke dioxin. Take out the word dioxin. This is, every plastic smokes dioxin. And what is it? It's a poison. And it's a known poison. Question? Yes.
Sir, according to these two topics that about toothpaste and also the electricity, about it is halal and haram.
No, I'm not talking about haram. I'm talking about scientific halal and scientific haram. Scientific halal, you know what it means? Always beneficial. And scientific halal, haram means always harmful. At no time is useful. That's why I say, as soon as you produce that, it starts to smoke dioxin. That's what I call scientific haram. Always harmful. It will never benefit you. Is the point?
As you are speaking that if we are using this man-made electricity,
it is harmful for you.
It is harmful. Yes, I
always
on that. Always it's
always harmful.
Harmful, but
at no time is useful.
But if you are using that, we are not guilty, or the God will not punish us.
How do you know?
No,
I do not know, I'm not
asking
God.
you that.
Use your
about this.
akal.
It is very important.
I use your akal. Allah said, do not advance unless you have full knowledge. Didn't Allah say that in 1736? Do not proceed. How many of you even thought about it? Prophet said, every Muslim and Muslimah must seek knowledge. How much knowledge did you seek? You just come in and turn it on. So if you are not using akal, I have news for you. So that's you and Allah. I'm not going to give fatwa. I'm doing the science part of it. Yes. You don't have to stand. That's okay.
By your permission, as you see, as you said that if the source is correct,
Yes.
the result will be correct.
Right.
Right.
Real.
Real. However, we have sun. The
Yes.
source is right.
Yes.
Correct. If we change the solar energy which we have,
Yes.
the source is correct, but the
Process is not. Yes.
Source is correct, process is not.
what's the correct process
Oh,
and
subhanallah.
how we
May
can
Allah-
replace it?
May Allah bless you. Remember what I said? The root has to be real. The stem, the process has to be real also. You see, sugar. What is the source? Sugar cane. Anything wrong with the sugar cane? Nothing. Process, boom. 30 plus toxic chemicals put in there. Why? To make it look white. So it appeals to you. You see the point? So this is why I said you have to study the full FT, function T, starting from a function of 0, which is the source.
Yes.
Right? You have a question?
I got a question, sir.
Yes.
What the things that you said that everything like these lights and everything is not scientifically halal.
Yeah.
They are not beneficial for
Yeah.
our health. What is, on your opinion, the alternative to use?
This is what we are getting at, right? We are doing La ilaha part. Illallah is coming up. You see the point? Sustainability is about that. We are talking about, first we have to identify that these are all false gods. Remember what you did with Ibrahim, Prophet Ibrahim's example. This is false, that's what you're doing right now.
Okay.
Illallah will come.
Okay. Inshallah.
And whole idea, you have to replace false gods with real God.
Thank you.
For each of them, by the way, I talked about so many times about my books. Each of them we have handled. Each of them. Matter, energy, solar energy. For instance, solar. My student in 2007, he realized that solar energy converted into battery electricity is haram. It's scientific haram. See? Then, what is the alternative? It's not okay when you take money from the government, which we had a lot of. It's not enough to say, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah, this is haram, haram, haram. You have to say, what do you do? Right? How to fix it? So what he did, he said, we'll take the solar, direct sunlight. We'll heat up sunlight with oil. Oil would be, there will be a panel and we'll collect the heat, even in Canada where it's cold. Sun always shines. You collect the heat and heat up a container of oil. And that oil is heated enough to run both heating and refrigerator. So where did you get the refrigerator idea? Einstein's cycle was invented same year, as Freon was invented. Refrigerator cycle of Einstein. He patented it, but everybody went for Freon. That patent does not use electricity. It uses heat. So you have ammonium hydroxide and I think it's propane or something like that. And you mix the two, when it heats up, it's the same function as Freon does with, plus electricity does with refrigerator. So same device, same sunlight is directly used to heat and cool. And that we call zero waste, and it was reported in the first book on the topic, zero waste engineering.
There was also an experiment done in the Egypt.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes. That
I actually visited Egypt.
Uh,
Yes. About the same time, I visited in 2004. Yeah. And my student came up with, they do not talk about Einstein cycle, but my student came up with the solution completely separately in 2007. So everything we talk about, we have a solution. So don't be disappointed. Identify that this is not good. That's all I'm asking. Do not get used to something bad, because wallahi, what can I do? There is no alternative. That's, Muslims cannot ever say that. You cannot even say that I will choose the worst, less worst. No, don't use it. It happened to me. My daughter, we were attending my wife's graduation ceremony, and my daughter, we were sitting in the where is it? On the bench, like on the gallery, and she's receiving, and she screams. When mom's name was called, she screams that I drew pictures. Like, that's what is important for her. She doesn't care if mom is getting master's degree. She said, I drew picture, mom, and everybody noticed. And I was so excited. She freaked out because the reaction of people, because everybody clapped when she said, Mom, I drew a picture. So in excitement, she took my glasses and threw it. It was 2019. She threw the glasses, and 2018 actually. And glasses, I don't know if you have seen those glasses, it has like a wire, right? It's a plastic wire. So the lens fell off.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salud.
Hello.
Lens fell off, and after the ceremony everybody left, I could not find the lens. I said, this is a sign. I'm going to not renew it. I'm not going to buy another lens. I'm going to put it away. One of my friends, Dino from Bosnia, he wants my glass. So I said, I will save for him before I die, and I'm not going to buy another pair.
But what's wrong with the glasses? I mean,
Minus 5.
No. If
Yeah.
the glasses are made from the sand and it's a natural source, and
Yes.
you make lens from natural process, so what's wrong with it?
It's not though. It's not glass.
Let's
real
say,
glass-
Let's say you make it that way.
No, real glass, yes, I'll talk about that. Real glass is absent these days. It's all plastic, you know that. So what happens if light comes through your glass, plastic? Light is mixing dioxin. And then where is it going? To your eye. What is eye? It gets 70% of the energy comes through, 70% through eyes. Rest of it comes from skin and everything. 70% of the light. And what does it work on? Liver. In Chinese medicine, it's clear that eye is connected to the liver.
The same happens, sorry sir,
Yeah.
the same happens with vitamin D, like vitamin D is also coming from eyes? Vitamin D.
No, it's coming, vitamin D is not coming anywhere. Vitamin D is produced within your body.
Yes.
But it needs sunlight. You have a very good point. It needs sunlight, not artificial light. These will not produce sunlight. Just like, what is it called? The plants. Photosynthesis. Just like photosynthesis cannot take place with this, production of vitamin D cannot take place with artificial light.
Exactly.
And if that light is molested, meaning it has gone through some contamination, then it will not produce the same quality. You are harming the quality.
We gain vitamin D from foods.
No,
From
our body creates. And the most important source is sunlight and milk.
milk. Yes.
Milk is the only food, I don't know if you know it or not, only food that is called wholesome food.
Yes.
Literally you can live on milk. There is no other milk food like that. And honey is the only wholesome medicine. It has everything. And it goes back to Quran and Hadith. But scientifically it's proven. Bad guys are proving it. So literally I was forced to think that this is not good. It same me, both my mother and father had operated their eyes. I paid for their operation so they put a lens. Because they are jahil at the time. You see the point? Imagine every sunlight going through your liver for your body is contaminated. You don't even give a choice. Because with glasses you can go sideways. But lens inside. And I paid for it. I was very proud that I'm helping my parents. Do you think Allah is going to say, oh, his intention is good? No. Intention of the Sahaba who said you should take a shower even when you are sick was good. But Prophet, what did he say? Prophet said, you killed him. Remember the hadith? That's severe. So literally Allah will say, you killed your parents. Isn't seeking knowledge obligation? Didn't I give you 1736? You believe bad guys? So we don't have a choice. If you think back, you realize that what a mess. And yet I have been trying to lead a good life. And I'm writing books, but I'm not forgiven for that. It's my own life. But always you find, first thing it starts finding out what is the background. What does it happen? And this is very easy to do. Take up any medicine you're taking, Google how it is manufactured. You find out most of the medicine. Remember the homework I gave? What is common between national defense and body defense, right? Most of the medications are created by militaries. It's from defense research. You know why? Most money US spends is on defense. Second most money US spends is on healthcare, medicine. Pharmaceutical is number 2. Number 1 is defense. Number 2 is pharmaceutical. Number 3 is energy. Yet, who doesn't know the Sunnah? If you brush your teeth, remember, 70 times Hasana for Salah. Isn't it true? Do you think Prophet meant this one? Can you imagine brushing with this one 5 times? you'll make serious damage to your body. So you're reversing the effect. So sunnah you're using thinking it's sunnah, you are actually doing opposite to sunnah. Just because you did not do enough research on the background of this tree. All starts with real is beneficial, artificial is opposite. Another example, vitamin C. Anybody knows the composition of vitamin C? What is it? Ascorbic acid, yeah? It's ascorbic acid. Nothing else. Citrus fruit, they say, well, 95% is ascorbic acid. Who told you? Oh, Mr. Smith. So do you believe Mr. Smith? He probably is a gay guy. He's the most corrupt person you can imagine. But his theory, mashallah, I accept it. Aren't you accountable? It literally happened. Linus Pauling got Jewish guy, has 2 Nobel Prize. Only guy who has 2 Nobel Prizes in the different topics. For peace, can you imagine him getting a Nobel Prize for peace? And on chemistry. This is the guy. He said, vitamin C will help me live long. So he wrote a book. Are you Googling something, Saif? Are you Googling something?
No.
If so, let us know. Because we will all Google together. Yeah? So, he said, he wrote a book, bestseller, How to Live Longer with Vitamin C. And he said, there is no need to pay more money for lemon. You just buy vitamin C. Nobody questioned. Vitamin C is the biggest selling chemical in the world ever since for the last 40 years until now. He said, I believe it in my theory so much that I practice it. Right? What did he do? He got cancer. His wife got cancer. They are both taking vitamin C every day. What is his conclusion? That's why your first assumption is false, your conclusion is going to be false. It doesn't matter what happens. It will be opposite. So what did he do? He said, oh, my wife died, that means she did not take enough vitamin C. So I will take vitamin C double. Then he gets cancer and he dies. 30 years later, again bad guys doing research. Muslims are not doing research. Bad guys doing research, they found out that ascorbic acid, which is vitamin C, gives you cancer. Lemon juice does the opposite. It prevents cancer. But we have the theory. We have that's inductive logic. We found out vitamin C gives you cancer. Too late. We have deductive logic, and deductive logic is the Qurans, from Quran and Hadith. That one told us that they cannot be the same, but we did nothing. Until now, it's best-selling chemical, vitamin C. As a matter of fact, they say there is no harm in taking more vitamin C. Everybody takes it. But bad guys are proving that is bad for you. But that research doesn't reach. Have you seen the article, 2005 article that I'm talking about? I bet you did not. Because they moved on. We do not do research. We do not even read bad guys' research. we just read whatever they have created 30 years ago, and we follow it blindly. This process of looking at the background is called pathway analysis in research methodology. You have to study the pathway, where they came from, the history. With any logic, you can say, "Oh, this is not good." But you have to use that logic. Logic is what in Arabic? Akal. Now the question I have, it's a guiding question: can modern modeling tools distinguish between natural and artificial? So how would you study? You need a tool. Modeling, remember? Everybody talks about modeling. It's very fancy to talk about modeling. New science assumes that all photons are the same. See, this is photon, and the sunlight is also photon. How can you distinguish? So what are you talking about? It doesn't matter where it came from, it's photon. Our description of science has detached us from the source. That also we corrected, mathematically we corrected, and we'll discuss that. We're still doing orientation, so to speak. But we'll see, every theory that we have learned has to be replaced. Every theory. So we're doing the deconstruction part. So with the theory that says photon is the same and it has zero mass, you cannot do anything. Same with molecules. Linus Pauling said molecules are molecules. That's why for him, lemon juice is the same as ascorbic acid. Hey, 95%. What's the difference? We have monkey's gene 95%. Therefore, we came from monkey. We recently, in 2007, it was discovered they have plants that have more than 95% similarity with our gene. I said, mashallah, now you should be claiming we came from plant. If your theory is incorrect, then no amount of evidence can prove you correct. That's why I said, even Allah comes down with with the angels, you will still not believe. It doesn't matter, it's a magic. So that's why it's important to have the first premise correct, the first theory, the deductive logic, correct. Then everything gets sorted out. So at the face of it, at least we should ask this: if this is photon and that one is photon, why this is causing cancer and that one is essence of life? At least we have to ask that. I said, this is not logical. You have to question that. This is not logical. If vitamin C is giving you cancer and lemon juice is preventing it, there's a problem with your modeling. They cannot be both molecules are the same. So we have to do something. Unless you question, you never get to the right point. And that's why it's an obligation. Isn't asking question remedy to ignorance? Who said that? It's the Prophet. He's the guide. So don't think about doing research without following the Prophet's guidelines. Then you are increasing your ignorance. Deductive logic is very simple. Quran 16:17, Allah says, the one who creates and the one who doesn't, can they be equal? So the one who cannot create, he's claiming that I have light. He's a liar. Right away you should be catching him. So what do you mean this is white light? This is a lie. Because Allah said, you cannot be the same. Inductive logic, that's deductive logic. This is deductive logic. Inductive logic is you collect data and you find out, oh, artificial light gives you breast cancer, 30% more. 30%. Artificial light is also used for torturing people. You're collecting data and finding out, there's a problem with this. That's what you call inductive logic. Now, before we go to science of sustainability, you have this number. We have 3 homeworks, right? 3 questions I asked.
Yeah.
Right? Number 4. That's what I'm asking. Write down why it is illogical. How do you do that? By asking question, what is the assumption? We gave the example of Newton's first law and second law or whatever, and say, yeah, there is nothing at rest, and you're talking about object at rest. You should be able, every one of you has, whoever has a research project has a theory that New Science gave you. I'm asking you to answer the question, are they logical? So you have to look at the theories that are used, even for modeling guys. Everywhere